Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rachel from Evelyn and Peter, and today I have this crochet blanket to share with you guys. So this pattern is free on my blog, enpcrochet.com. I recommend pulling that up as you follow along with the video tutorial. It is available as a kit with Lion Brand. The kit comes with all the yarn you need to make your blanket, as well as a free copy of the PDF pattern to print out. You can also customize your yarn colors. They have lots of cute color options for this design. And then it is also available in my Etsy shop and in my Ravelry shop if you prefer to have the printable version with no ads. I will link everything for you guys in the description. And if you're not already on my newsletter, I recommend signing up for that as well. I only send out newsletters whenever I have a new design coming out, or if there is a really good sale on my kits or my patterns. So you can do that just by going to my blog and putting your email in the little pop-up. A little bit about this pattern: you're going to be using two different yarns, Mandala bonus bundle as well as respun bonus bundle. They're both Lion Brand yarn. Now the Mandala is listed as a lightweight yarn and the respun bonus bundle is listed as a 4, but I found that the respun kind of works up closer as a lightweight, and it worked perfectly with the Mandala bonus bundle. So if you see that and you are worried about it being listed as two different size yarns, that is why the weight of that respun kind of comes in closer to a lighter, so it works up great with this blanket. If you need to sub that out, you can find another lightweight yarn that matches with the Mandala yarn and it will work just as well. The pattern is written from the bottom up, and you might recognize the stitch from my arpeggio set, as well as my Echoes cardigan. So we're going to be doing the same thing as I did in the scarf. We're going to switch out the colors every 2 rows. So for this one, you do not want to cut your yarn once you switch colors on the end. Just leave it there, and then once you work your row down and back, you're going to pick that yarn back up and create a little float along the side of your blanket. That way you don't have any ends to weave in later. Just create that small float, and then when you go to make the border of the blanket, we're just going to crochet directly over those little floats to hide them. So don't cut your yarn, just leave it where it is and carry it up the side. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. It's a really fun stitch repeat. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial. So for this design, you're going to need 2 different types of yarn. This is Lion Brand's respun. This is the bonus bundle, so it has more yardage in it. It is a worsted weight of 4, but it is a very thin 4 in my opinion. It almost looks closer to a lightweight yarn, which is what I'm using with the Mandala bonus bundle. It is listed as a lightweight of 3, but you can see the 2 yarns are very similar when you hold them together, and they work out perfectly for this blanket. So this is the bonus bundle version of the Mandala. All of the exact yardage for this blanket is listed on my blog, so make sure you head there to check out exactly what you need. And then be sure to check out the kit as well, because you can customize your yarn colors. This is also a 5mm crochet hook that we're going to be using, and then a needle and a pair of scissors. So we're going to be starting off with yarn A, which is the respun bonus bundle yarn, and I'm just making a slip knot here. And then I'm going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through, making 2 chains to start off the foundation row. If you want, you can always do a long row of chains here to begin the blanket, but I will be doing a foundation single crochet. So I'm going to insert my hook into the bottom of the first chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first loop only, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Now on the bottom of that stitch that I just made, I'm inserting my hook under both of those loops there, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first loop only, yarn over, pull through 2. Again, in the bottom of that stitch, insert my hook, yarn over, pull through both of those loops, yarn over, pull through the first loop only, yarn over, pull through 2. So I'm just doing a series of foundation single crochet stitches here. If you're not familiar with that, you can go to my page. I have a slower video teaching the foundation single crochet. It basically just combines your starting chain and row 1. If you don't want to do the foundation single crochet, you can just chain 190 chains instead, and then in the second chain from the hook, work a single crochet and work a single crochet in each chain all the way back down for a total of 189 single crochet stitches. Okay, so after row 1, you should have a total of 189 stitches. I'm just doing a small sample blanket here, a little swatch to show you. So mine is obviously a lot smaller. You will have a long row of single crochet. Now for row 2, you're going to chain 3 and turn your work. And the chain 3 here does count as your first double crochet. Now we're going to yarn over, and in that very first stitch, the same one where the chain 3 is, insert your hook under both the front and the back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and we just worked a double crochet. Now we're going to do the same thing, yarn over, insert your hook into that same stitch, and then work a second double crochet. And now again, insert your hook into that same stitch as well, and then work a third double crochet. So we have a chain 3 which counts, and then 3 double crochet which also count. Now we're going to skip over the next 3 stitches, and in the following stitch, insert your hook and work a single crochet stitch. Now go ahead and chain 3. This chain 3 does not count towards your overall stitch count. In that same stitch, work a double crochet, and then in that same stitch, work a second double crochet, and then in that same stitch, work a third double crochet. Now we're going to do the same thing again, skip over the next 3 stitches, insert your hook into the following stitch, and work a single crochet. Go ahead and chain 3 again, and then work 3 double crochet into that same stitch as well. And that's what we're going to be repeating across the entirety of row 2 of the blanket. So skip 3 stitches, single crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet into the same stitch, and then repeat across. I'll meet you at the end of the row to show you how to complete row 2. Okay, so now we're at the end of the row here. We have 4 stitches remaining. You're going to skip over 3, and in the final stitch, we are working a single crochet. Instead of doing our last yarn over and pull through 2 on that single crochet, we had to switch colors now. So I'm going to drop color A and kind of just hold it to the back of my work with my finger, and then bring color B in and just place it on your hook, and then do that last pull through of the 2 loops with color B to complete your single crochet. Kind of tug the tails on the back just to make sure your stitch is even and secure on the front. And now our working yarn is color B, which is the Mandala yarn. So you can go ahead and chain 4 and turn your work to begin row 3. And this chain 4 does count as a double crochet plus a chain 1 space, so remember that for the future. And then you can also leave yarn A attached. You don't want to cut it because we will be bringing it up to change colors later on and leaving floats. You can knot the tail of color B and the starting tail of color A together to keep that secure if you want. So now we're going to be doing our special stitch, yarn over, and in that first double crochet of the group of 3 double crochet stitches, you're going to insert your hook into it, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops only. You have 2 loops on your hook, and then yarn over in that center double crochet of the 3, insert your hook, and then yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. We have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over, and in that same center double crochet, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, you have 4 loops, and then yarn over, and in that very last double crochet of the 3, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through all 5 loops on your hook, and that is our special stitch. Then you can chain 1, and in that chain 3 space, insert your hook and work a single crochet, and then chain 1 again to complete. And that's what we will be repeating across the row here. So again, we're going to do another special stitch, yarn over, and in that first double crochet of the next 3 here is where we're going to be putting our hook first. So yarn over and insert your hook into that first double crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook into the center double crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook into the same, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook into that final double crochet of the 3, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 5. Again, you need to chain 1 after that, and then work a single crochet into the chain 3 space directly after, and then chain 1 again. So you can go ahead and repeat this all the way across the row, and then I will meet you at the end to show you how to complete the row and begin the next one. Okay, so we're coming up on the end of row 3 here. I've just done my chain 1 single crochet, chain 1, and we still have one more group of double crochet stitches, so I'm going to work my final special stitch into those last 3 double crochet. And once you work your last special stitch here, you need to chain 1 again. Don't forget to do that. And then we have a chain 3 left in the row. And again, that chain 3 does count as a double crochet. And we're going to insert our hook into the top of that chain 3 and work a single crochet to complete the row. So you'll always end with a stitch in the top of the chain 3 for this row. Now you can go ahead and turn your work. So we have 3 rows complete here, and now I'm going to show you how to do row 4. So for row 4, it's very similar to row 2 down here, except now we're working into the special stitch row instead of the foundation row. So you can chain 3, and in that very first stitch, work 3 double crochet. Again, the chain 3 counts as a stitch. The chain 3 on the end here goes towards your stitch count. And now you're going to find the next single crochet of the row. So you're skipping over 3 stitches, the chain ones in the special stitch, and then you're finding your single crochet. It's very easy to locate. It's the stitch that you worked into the chain 3 space in the previous. So you're just going to insert your hook into that single crochet and work a single crochet. And then chain 3. This chain 3 does not go towards your stitch count. It's only the chain 3 on the end of the row that goes towards your stitch count. So this chain 3 you do not count in your stitch count. Work 3 double crochet stitches into the same spot, and that's what you're going to be repeating all the way across. So skip over the 3, locate that next single crochet, work a single crochet into it, chain 3 and 3 double crochet all into the same spot. And you can just repeat that all the way across the row, and then I will meet you at the end to show you how to finish it and how to switch colors back. Okay, so we're coming up to the end of row 4 here. I just worked my final 3 double crochet into that last single crochet, and you can see we still have this last special stitch on the end plus that chain 4. And again, that chain 4 counts as a double crochet plus a chain 1. So you want to find the 3rd chain of that chain 4. So don't work your stitch into the top of the chain 4, but you want to find the 3rd chain and then insert your hook into that 3rd chain, and that's where you will be working your final single crochet. Again, we need to change colors, so we're just going to do that first pull through and then drop yarn B. I'm just going to hold it to the side with my finger, and then we're going to pick color A back up, and since it's still attached to our work, you just need to pull it up, place it on your hook, and then pull through to complete that single crochet. So you can see it leaves a float on the side of our work, which is what we want because we're just going to crochet over it later on when we work the border. So it's important to make sure you don't tug it too tight or your work will start to fold and pucker. You just want it to be a relaxed float, so you don't need it too loose like this because then it'll be bunchy under our border, but just kind of level it with the height of your stitches in your rows. You can tug the tail of color B back there just to make sure your single crochet is secure. And then you can see our float is nice and even with the height of our work. And now we are just going to be beginning row 5, and from here on out you're just repeating the last 2 rows that we did. So to complete the blanket you just repeat rows 3 and 4 over and over and over again, which are the 2 rows that we just did. And every 2 rows, you're switching colors. So you're always going to be switching colors on the same side of the blanket and leaving those floats. Don't ever cut your yarn. And make sure you switch it out each time you get back to that side. So every 2 rows, just switch your colors back and forth from yarn A to yarn B. And then just repeat rows 3 and 4 throughout the remainder of the main portion of the blanket here. So row 3 is the special stitch row, so that is what I am repeating here for row 5. And then for row 6, you will repeat row 4, and then you'll switch colors back, leaving the floats on the side, and just continue to do that over and over again. Now, if you want to and you don't like where some of the color changes are in the mandala yarn, you can cut your yarn and make it so that the color changes are on the ends of the row. So I'm referring to the color changes of the mandala bonus bundle yarn. Sometimes it'll switch colors just randomly in the row, which is what it's supposed to do. I know some people prefer not to have those color changes mid-row, so you can cut and join on the end if you would like. You do have enough yarn left over in that mandala bonus bundle to do so. I did not in my blanket. I just let it change where it wanted to change, and I didn't worry about having the rows be even or cut and join or anything like that. So it's up to you, it's personal preference, but I did not in my blanket, and you can do whatever you see fit. So I'm going to go ahead and finish my rows, and then I will meet you here to create the border. Okay, so I obviously just have a small square here. I'm not showing the whole blanket, but you should have a total of 105 rows completed at this point, and you should be on color A right now, yarn A, and we're going to do row 106, our last row of the blanket, to complete it. So we're just going to chain 1, and we're going to work a single crochet stitch into each stitch across the row. So we just want it to match the start of our blanket, so we're just finishing it with a row of single crochet. So just work 1 into each stitch all the way across, including those chain 1s. You can see I'm putting my hook into the actual chain and working the stitch. And our stitch count will remain the same as what we started with, 189 single crochet. So go ahead and just work that across the row. Okay, and then when you get to the end of the row here, don't forget that the chain 4 counts as a stitch and a chain 1 space. So you want to work a single crochet into the chain 1, so the top of the chain 4, which counted as the chain 1 space. Make sure you put a single crochet into that, and then a single crochet into that third chain of the chain 4 as well, because that's our top of our double crochet. Okay, once you work your final single crochet of the row, you can go ahead and fasten off color A, the hazelwood respun color. You can fasten that one off, but you'll want to leave color B, the mandala yarn, connected, because we're going to use that yarn and go directly into the border. So now I'm going to pick up color B, and we're going to create one last float to bring that up to the current row. So do not turn your work after your final row is made, and just reinsert your hook back into that last single crochet that you made. And then just kind of tuck the tail to the side, bring color B and do a pull through with color B, creating that last float there. And now we're going to work the border. So you can just go ahead and chain 1, and we're in that corner stitch here. And so we want to work 3 single crochet into the same spot. So in that same spot there, work your first single crochet, and then work 2 more single crochet into that same stitch. And that helps create the turn that we want to create the corner of our blanket. And now we're going to be working down the left side of our blanket where the floats are. So we're just going to crochet our stitches directly over the tail of yarn, as well as all the floats that we have on this side of the blanket. So you can just insert your hook under the stitches on the side of the row, plus under the floats and under that tail there, and work a single crochet. Again, I'm doing the same thing, just putting my hook underneath all of those and working a single crochet stitch. And you can see there's no stitch that you have to work into. You're not working into the tops of any stitches, you're just working into the sides of the rows. So you can use your best judgment and place your hook where you feel it looks best. And you can easily make adjustments if you need to as well. So you'll work approximately 3 single crochet stitches every 2 rows. So every time that it changes colors here, you'll work just about 3 stitches, sometimes maybe more, sometimes you can add in an extra stitch if you feel like it needs it. The stitch count here is definitely not 100%. You can totally adjust if you need to. This is all just estimate. You don't want to do too many stitches because then your blanket will start to get wavy, and you don't want too little stitches or your blanket will pucker. So you'll want to try and keep it as even as possible, but everyone crochets slightly differently. So if you find that you need an extra stitch here or there, feel free to do so. It's not going to mess up your blanket, and your stitch count is not exact or crucial, so don't worry about that. The most important thing of this round 1 of the blanket is that you work 3 single crochet stitches into the corner stitch on each corner of the blanket. So you can see I'm coming up on the corner here, and then in the corner stitch, again, just like what we did at the top, I'm going to work 3 stitches into the same spot. So just locate that corner stitch and insert your hook in. You can crochet over the corner tails of the blanket if you want to, but I'm just going to keep those to the side so it's easier to see for the video. So I'm working 3 single crochet into the same space, and then now we are working along the bottom of the blanket here. So you can just work 1 single crochet into the bottom of each stitch along your foundation row at the beginning of the blanket. So now we have actual stitches to work into, so just work 1 single crochet stitch in each until you reach the next corner. Okay, so now we are at the other bottom corner, and again I'm just going to work 3 single crochet into the same spot. So 1, 2, and 3, and then now you are on the second side of your blanket, and you can just do the same thing that you did on the first side. You're working into the sides of the rows, so not into the top of a stitch, so you can use your best judgment, place your hook where you think it looks best, and then work approximately 3 stitches for every 2 rows. So it's easy to count that up and do that. You can see every time it changes colors, you'll want at least 3 stitches for that section. Again, you can adjust slightly if you need to. And then when you reach the last corner here, make sure you work 3 single crochet into that corner as well to complete that final turn of the corner. And then you can just work 1 single crochet into the top of each of the stitches along the top of your blanket in the last row made. Go ahead and work your way across, and then I'll show you how to finish this round and begin round 2. Okay, so I'm coming up to the last stitch of the round here, and I am going to switch my colors out for round 2 of the border. I just wanted my each round of the border to have a different color. So you can do that as well, or you can just keep going. You don't have to change yarns here if you don't want to, and you can just have them be both the same color. Does not matter. I'm just going to slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round with my new color, and then chain 2. And now for round 2, in that first stitch, I'm going to work a half double crochet. And then in the next stitch, which is the center stitch of those 3 from round 1, I'm going to work 3 half double crochet into them. So in that second stitch, work 3 half double crochet stitches. And then I'm just going to work 1 half double crochet stitch into each stitch after that until I reach the next corner. So 1 into each all the way down to the next corner. So I'm at that next corner here. I'm locating my 3 single crochet that were worked in the same stitch, and I'm working 3 half double crochet into the center one of those. So now I'm just going to work a half double crochet into each stitch across until I reach the next corner and work 3 into the corner stitch, and then all the way up 3 in the last corner, and now I'm at the end of the round here. Once you get back to the beginning, you can just slip stitch to the first half double crochet to join, and then you can go ahead and fasten off your work. And that completes the main portion of the blanket, and now we're just going to make the pom-poms and add those on. Okay, so I'm not going to show you how to make a pom-pom. There's lots of video tutorials available for that, but you will need a pom-pom maker. I recommend using a 2 to 2.5 inch pom-pom maker. You can get them at any craft store or on Amazon. And then you just want to take your leftover mandala yarn that you have, and you need to create 20 pom-poms. So I had 5 different colors left over from my mandala skein. You might have different colors left over than mine since each skein is different, and that's totally fine. You just want to use up that leftover yarn and make the pom-poms. So I made 4 pom-poms of each of the 5 colors that I had for a total of 20 pom-poms, and then I just attached them to the first row and the last row of my blanket, leaving approximately 5 of the stitch repeats in between each join. And then I just attached and sewed on and repeating the same color repeat across. And then I did the same thing on the first row of the blanket as well. You'll have about 6 inches in between each pom-pom placement. Make sure you start on the corner of the blanket and then just evenly place them across. And other than that, you just need to weave in any remaining ends that you have, and that is it for this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.